The BJP today staged a counter-protest at the Mahatma Gandhi statue in the Parliament complex. Rahul Gandhi, who earlier attended a Congress strategy meeting in the Parliament, led protests outside near the Mahatma Gandhi statue. The black band protest saw him with a black gag on his mouth, joining TMC MPs in a silent protest. Both were protesting against Minister Sadhvi Jyoti for making that hate speech while campaigning for the BJP in the capital. The BJP retaliated with bhajans, registering their protest against the opposition's role in the parliament.
क्या वजह है कि आप लोग भी सत्ता में होने के बावजूद आप लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं?
The Congress is not allowing the House to be run and take up the usual business. It is the sheer arrogance of Congress party and perhaps the hangover of power and arrogance of the lost power, that is still working on their mind. We pray that, oh God, please give them wisdom. They should allow the parliamentary democracy to be run properly. They should not destruct it. They have already destructed all constitutional institutions when they were in power last time. They should not be allowed to do the same again this time.
The BJP, they're making an unmissable reference to the fact that Sadhvi Jyoti is a Dalit. We heard what Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi had to say on the floor of the House, saying that the opposition is choosing to target Sadhvi Jyoti repeatedly simply because she is a Dalit woman. Remember, the Prime Minister also made a reference to her social background while making that statement on the floor of the Lok Sabha earlier today. As soon as the House was open for business, the Prime Minister got up and spoke and said that she has already apologized on the floor of the House and outside. Now, what we're also seeing is a spate of protests and counter-protests by the BJP. We have Atir Khan now joining us live from the capital for more on the story. Atir, a pretty unmissable reference to the fact that Sadhvi is a Dalit by the BJP. This clearly is a new strategy being employed by the government to quell the opposition protests.
Well, that's right. You see, the government is in a difficult situation over this issue. This is one issue which has got an entry point for the opposition, and now the opposition is clearly in action. Now the entire week we've seen that there were disruptions. The business of the House couldn't run properly, though there was some bills which were passed, but then largely you see that it appears now that the entire opposition is united on this issue. And today also we saw that there were protests inside the parliament. The Congress again raised this issue. So this is one point which has really got an entry point for the opposition, but also the reference to the minister being a Dalit has not gone down well. But the BJP is saying that enough is enough. The Prime Minister has already made a statement in Raj Sabha, and he spoke in the Lok Sabha again today. He said that he's personally ensured that the minister makes an apology, which she's done, and the minister should observe decorum both within the parliament and outside the parliament. So he says now it's time that we get on, move on with this, and not let the business of the House be disrupted over and over again. But clearly it seems that opposition is coming out, emerging very strong on this issue, and now it's up to the floor managers of the government to ensure that the House resumes its business.